Good day everyone, my name is Yawashom Elsie Sakay from BSA 1, Group 2.
And this is Kelly Lane Apas from Best A1 Group 2. And we are the Group 11. And for today's video, we are going to talk about Chapter 12, which is all about foreign aid and remittances. Our learning objectives is to discuss foreign aid, relate Marshall Plan as an early form of foreign aid to economic growth and development, with emphasis on European economy, and then understand the contribution on peace and security, public health, remittances, and other form of charity to economic growth and development. And the next is to discuss the USA's foreign aid policy to ASEAN in a pandemic-stricken world. The next is to analyze articles on USA aid to ASEAN amidst a health crisis. The next is to recommend safety measures to ensure that aid is received by the agreed recipients. And lastly, understand remittances on how they are experienced in the eyes of overseas Filipino workers. So that's our learning objectives, and Mr. Sakai here will discuss all about that.
This is a brief history of foreign aid. The idea of foreign aid started after the Second World War, especially in Europe, specifically in 1994, with an aim to rebuild and reconstruct Europe. The World Bank, in this time, the World Bank was formed, followed by the United Nations in 1945, with the intentions of maintaining and secure peace among nations. So in this part, in foreign aid, like damo kayo og scope, damuhan kayo og associated nga mga departments to simplify its objectives, which is to aid, or in short, to help. Foreign aid is the donation of transfer of help in that form of money, goods, and services to a country that needs it. Its main objective is to foster peace and security among nations, assist in growth and development of one country, enhance the health and education, share technological advances, protect the environment, adjust the effects of inflation, and help in times of disaster. So, ang baligi pasabot lang aning nasa PowerPoint is ang foreign aid. It just is a mere and general description, or ang iyang main objective is to really help ang country that is in need. There are two forms of foreign aid: the Official Development Assistance, or ODA, and the Non-Governmental Associations, or NGOs. So these two has always been common sa ato abitaw, like labi na sa like in local LGU and NGOs. First, let us discuss the ODA, which is the Official Development Assistance. This is a type of foreign aid provided by government or international organizations. So sa base lang sa ihang meaning diri sa PowerPoint, ang gipasabot ra gyud ani kay these are helps nga gibuhat in order to help other foreign countries nga gipatupad by government. Next is the non-governmental associations. These are private and non-profit organizations that operate independently from governments but play a major role in delivering foreign aid. In short, dili siya from the government, or dili siya gikan sa money sa taxpayers, pero gikan siya sa private associations nga naaya sa same objective to what foreign aid is giving. In foreign aid, there are advantages and disadvantages. First, let us tackle the advantages. The main advantages of foreign aid is it helps managing short-term sufferings, providing assistance to those who are affected by natural calamities and other disasters. So, ang main objective dito sa foreign aid bitaw kay is to help other people in need, or in short, it is to help other countries nga gikan sa other countries nga which is commonly mga first-class countries helping developing countries. It saves lives, encourage development, rebuild agriculture, and so much more. Kaya naaman siya advantages, naasad siya disadvantages. Ang pinaka-disappointing ani nga part kay ang it encourages corruption, kay tungod sad lagi kay magsalig ang ato ang government officials that they are in high sa hierarchy, nga ila abusaran ang tabang sa lain nations, resulting other nations nga magka-trust issues to developing countries, labi na sa Philippines kay timely and relevant kaayo siya nga problem sa ato ang country. Also, a disadvantage is it can be used to political or economic pressure on the receiving country kay tungod sa maguna-huna man sad gud ang nakadawat og help nga country nga dapat sad sila naiisukli ngadto sa nitabang nila nga country. To further discuss the foreign aid, there is the best nga ato ang example, which is the Marshall Plan. The Marshall Plan was implemented in 1948 to 1952. It was a foreign aid program designed to rebuild war-torn Europe after World War II. From the year given, kay ang Marshall Plan gipatupad siya atong after World War II, wherein Europe was devastatedly kanang giguba gid kayo sa mga ilahang mga kontra sa war. Nga ang Marshall Plan gipatupad sa past President of US, President Harry Truman. Nya it provided over 13 billion in economic assistance to restore industries, infrastructure, and trade across Western Europe. So specifically, it was kaning implemented to help bitaw Europe, and then ang US, they gave 5% of their GDP, which is ang 13 billion nga ilang gigamit as assistance, cash assistance to rebuild infrastructure, kay they believe nga during that time it was the most provident nga mga naguba during the war. Unya, in connection sa katong two forms of foreign aid, kani kay isa ka example of ODA, which is it has been implemented by the government of the United States. It aimed to promote economic recovery, stability, and prevent the spread of communism, led to rapid industrial growth, stronger European economies, and increased international cooperation. Through this, kay diba kaning during this time kay murag di siya murag like na-implement na jud og gi-apply na sa World Health Organization na ni arise na ang katong ni-arise na ang United Nations nga ilang gi-apply na jud that countries, I mean big countries, should help the developing countries labi na sa katong mga naapektuhan sa war and any other natural disasters. Foreign aid also has its characteristics in terms nga naa siya effects and naa siya major goals. One of the major goals is peace and security. In foreign aid, peace and security refers to efforts that prevents conflict, mainly stability, and promote safe societies, creating conditions necessary for economic growth and development. So in foreign aid, it doesn't only talk about kana ganing mga to help. It also talks about security and peace among countries kay through helping each other kay makaingon sa mga countries or the country's leaders that they can rely on each other. So diha na musaka ang kanang mag-alyansa bitaw. Next is public health. Public health in foreign aid focuses on improving health systems, disease prevention, and access to medical services in developing countries. Again, as I mentioned before, through foreign aid na enable and na-develop nato, I mean nila ang World Health Organization. And donor fund like vaccination programs, hospital sanitation, clean water, and pandemic response, often working with organizations like the World Health Organizations, like ako ang gi-mention ganina. The pandemic response is timely and relevant during katong COVID pandemic, as we all can remember nga all countries were helping each other to para mawala na gyud ang pandemic nga nag-cause jud og kaning negative impact sa globe. Foreign aid kay wala lang gyud siya nag-talk about atong peace and security and public health. It also talks about the direct kaning implications or direct effects from immigrants towards their families sa ilahang gibiyaan dito sa ilang home countries. Best example is remittances. Remittances are money sent by migrant workers to their families in their home country, serving as an important financial inflow alongside foreign aid. As a family nga naami kaning several family members nga tuwa sa gawas, we receive remittances from them. And it also is, they cover basic needs, labi na kay money, financial help bitaw, food, education, healthcare. Yeah. Through this, we can reduce poverty and support local economies, especially in countries like Philippines. Kaya di ba, relevant jud kaayo ang mga OFWs, labi na sa mga kaning families nga kaning nag-struggle nga we all are kaning awake kaayo ta sa kaning thought nga working in the Philippines isn't enough to provide a better life for our families. Also, a major kaning factor or major kaning influence of remittances kay kuan ang tanan kwarta nga ipadala gikan sa isa ka OFW kay direkta sa iyang pamilya, or remittances go directly to household, making them a stable and significant source of income that contributes to economic growth and resilience. Nganong mag-contribute man siya sa economic growth and resilience? Ato lang na siya i-discuss sa next slides. In connection, the effects of remittances has its positive and negative effects. Ang positive effect ani kay same as mentioned ganina, ang contribution in the buying capacity of the families left behind by OFWs. Kay tungod lagi money is directly attributed or directly gipadala from a worker from outside the Philippines padulong sa iyahang mga nabian nga family diri sa Philippines. So moto ang iyahang positive impact. Meanwhile, there also has a negative effect towards us. Kay tungod sad sa deep kaning magdepende na ang mga pamilya nga nasa Philippines atong mga padala sa gikan sa mga OFW. Through this, kay magsalig naman sila, they aren't working anymore, and makaapekto ni sa iyahang sa ato ang economic growth in a way that musulod na ang problems like kaning di na mo work ang mga Pinoy kay tungod dependent na sila, and then the major sad nga kaning problem nga ato ang ayang ma-face sa mga people nga na OFW families sa gawas kay ang cost of money transfer kay tungod mahal sa jud kaayo ang padala og kwarta papunta diri sa Philippines. Next is intergovernmental non-profit organizations. Mo ni ang mga NGO. These are organizations formed by multiple governments that operate on a non-profit basis to provide and manage foreign aid and development programs. So kaning intergovernmental non-profit organizations kay daghan jud kaayo siya, like kanang several LGUs. LGUs siya in a way that non-profit siya kay tungod ang kwarta nila kay gikan siya sa government, like taxes paid by the individuals within their country, and then katong mga government nga associations kay magsabot sila to make a plan para mag-aid sila sa other countries in need. Institutions like World Bank, United Nations, and International Monetary Fund help reduce poverty, stabilize economies, promote sustainable development worldwide. Ngano mo man ni ang like kaning ilahang main goal? Kay we are all familiar sa mga countries nga associated aning mga organizations. So we all know that they help each other in a way nga kanang they help nga mag-alyansa sila, labi na karon nga timely kaayo ang wars. Makita gyud nato ang kaning pagka oneness sa mga country nga mga apektado sa war, kanang magtinabangay sila ba. And that ends my part. Thank you.
So, hi guys! So, second part na ni siya sa ato ang video discussion, no? So, kasabot na mo kung unsay foreign aid and remittances as gidiscuss na ni Mr. Sakay. So, karon kay to furthermore understand about ato na topic, so na ako dire policy analysis paper para serve as example na lang po para mas makasabot yun. So, it is titled The United States and the Southeast Asia and the COVID-19 World, a New Start. So, if you want to read the whole paper, you can scan the QR code para ma-direct na mo adto sa website. So, unsa man jud ni siya about ni na paper. So, kani daw ga-explain ra siya sa relationship between Southeast Asia, United States, China during sa time ni Joe Biden. So, kani si Joe Biden mao ni siya ang kanang president sa US during the time na after na pandemic. So, murag recovery period na pud sa that time sa mga countries nga naapektuhan sa pandemic. Then mga year 2021 to 2025 ni siya. So, ga-state here that Southeast Asia is very important region kay located siya at a strategic crossroad for trade, politics, and security. And then, before pandemic no happens, kay ang influence sa United States sa Southeast Asia is very high. Like, United States provided a lot for Southeast Asia. So, in terms of trade, politics, and security. But during pandemic na kay kanang ang United States they focus more on the urgent issues like pandemic sa ila harapuhod nga countries. So, ga-cause siya, which cause na nahatagan na niya og less attention na ang Southeast Asia. As I was saying, no, so nahatagan og less focus na ni United States si Southeast Asia. So, si China mo mimpuli kang United States. So, China now providing investment, trade, infrastructure support, which is kanang kailangan pod sa Southeast Asia for economic recovery. So as a result ana no kasi kanang China man naman ron ang ning help na in terms sa ing ana kang Southeast Asia, ang China is widely seen na as a most economical influential power in that region. So on the other hand kay ang influence na sa US kahing decline. So particularly pud during pud sa time ni Donald Trump. So si Donald Trump mo ni siya ang president pag during pandemic no. So as many leaders views its policy as inconsistent kuno and less reliable kay they focus on the ila ra jud nga country no kay as I remember that time no kay mas nakahatag pa og kanang una og vaccine ang China kontra sa US no unsa lang to katon lang to ilang kanang sobra sa ilaha matikahatag nila sa Philippines ato na time umuto ako na remember ha. So kanang but despite all of this nga kanang panghitabo o despite na ang China mo nakahatag noon og kanang more more support para maging more support sa Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia dili sila gusto mo pili between US and China. So instead, they prefer strategic autonomy. So meaning, they remain independent and maintaining good relationship with both sides. So, lisod na pud no. So, need jud pud ta og good relationship sa both sides kay kana influential countries pud ba ni sila like grabe pud ni sila no. And then which also promoted by ASEAN daw. And then this mainly daw because a region is facing major challenges such as economic decline and unemployment and poverty due to pandemic. So, kuha na niha after na ni pandemic. So, stability and recovery are their top priority good sa United States, sa Southeast Asia. So, di sila gusto og kanang mupili sa between both countries. Gusto nila is neutral lang kanang wala sila gipanigan ba ana ang kaas mo ni ang pasabot ni Southeast Asia. And then for United States kuno to kanang regain sa influence sa Southeast Asia, they must rebuild trust and strengthening diplomacy, supporting economic recovery, providing aid and vaccines, and respecting the region's independency rather than forcing it to take sides. So, meaning is that kanang gusto gud mo mabalik ni US ang ilang influence like as before before pandemic gusto nila like sila ang top kuan maghatag og support sa kanang Southeast Asia. They need to kanang give more gud ba like mubawi, but after pandemic no mibawi man to sila kasi naghatag na sila og vaccine ingana na sila mga gi-provide nga mga something para pod baka help sa recovery pod sa Southeast Asia. So in conclusion ani siya no, so sabot ra ba no guys so in conclusion ani niya no ka ang Southeast Asia Asia no kay seek balance and peace ra gid siya. While China is economically important, it is not fully trusted sad no kay katong Asia pod sa West China Sea, di ba? Dili gid sila kanang fully trusted gud ana pod. Then while ang US food is still valued, it is must re-engage more effectively. So they need to engage more, no? They give more, they provide more, they provide trade, security, politics like that para mabalik pud ang ilahang influence sa Southeast Asia. So therefore, a consistent and cooperative US strategy is essential to maintain stability and influence ana nga region. So mao to siya about ana nga study. So mao to siya about ana na paper. So how it is connected man sa foreign aid. So di ba kay foreign aid is money, like giving support, giving something sa usa ka country to support them ana. So kani diri foreign aid kuno kay foreign aid is money, vaccines, medical support given by one country to another. Then in context sa katong COVID-19 sa Southeast Asia, so countries in Southeast Asia no needed foreign aid sad to fight pandemic and recover their economies. So China quickly provide vaccines, medical equipment, loans, and which increase niya ang influence niya sa Southeast Asia. And then si United States man kay kanang so they focus katong di ba akong I was saying ganina kay kanang they focus kanang sa ilang country lang they focus on a major issue no, so which is kanang COVID-19 sa ilang harapod nga country. So they also give man sad nga aid and vaccines pero kuan na later na, so after na ni China. Then but it was seen man as a slower, less consistent at the start. So kay they focus more on ilalapod nga country no. So because Southeast Asia depend on foreign aid during sa pandemic no, the country that help faster and more consistent mo nakagain og influence, so which is ang China. So ang China ang role sa China here increased while US kay had to kanang rebuild to kanang mabalik ilahang influence pod sa Southeast Asia. But balik naman sa karon no, as I was kanang nabantayan po nako. And then connection siya sa remittance kay di ba kay remittance are money sent home by overseas workers, mao ni siya di ba ang remittance. So in Southeast Asia naman pod especially sa Philippines, so part nito sa Southeast Asia di ba, if diba sabot mo na. So many families daw kay depend man sa remittance from workers abroad for their daily needs. But during pandemic no, kay many overseas workers kay na wag tangan jud og job, then had to reduce income. So this caused no kay decline sa remittance which affected pod sa household income and the economy. And then so this caused a decline in remittance no, which nakapekto jud sa household income and economy. So grabe gid to jud no pod kay kanang during that time no, and after pod niha during and after jud pandemic kay kanang like need jud mo bawi jud kay dako jud na grabehan jud no ang uban like labi na ang OFW no kay dira kay sa lain bansa kay grabe man po jud ang COVID jud ato na time. So swerte lang ganito diri sa province no kay dili gid kay siya dako but na apektuhan man, but di gid siya kay grabe gid nga pareha sa uban na sa ako lang pong perspective ha kay based on what I am experienced po during ato nga time. And then kuno when remittance drop no kay ang government they rely more on foreign aid and economic support which is mo'y nahatag sa China instead of sa US. So si China now may ganito si China kay go provide og suporta jud which is nakagain jud sila pod og influence ato na time kay sila man ning step up jud like ning give good pod like katong vaccine and everything ana. And then So, this made international assistance even more important during the pandemic. Kay wala laing income, then ang uban 'di ba kay aban Pilipino kay nagdepend lang pud ba sa ilahang like ilahang relatives abroad for nga income nila ka dilaan na lang sila. So, maura gid to siya guys no about ako ang kidiscuss ako nga topic. And then, so, in simple in short term lang, no? So, foreign aid help countries survive the pandemic and recover economically. So, based ni siya sa ako ang paper nga gi-explain. And then, si remittance ko, no, as remittance supported family but decrease gud siya no during COVID-19 because ang remittance is unstable jud siya, then so countries more on foreign aid, so depend more on foreign aid and powerful countries like US and China. Then maura to siya. So ang summary diri na akong gibutang sa PPT is that mga short term lang gid ni sa ako ang gisulti ra pud gud. Ug unsay meaning ato nga unsay pasabot ato nga paper. Ug unsay all about ato na paper. So, thank you guys for listening. I hope nga naara pud mo'y nakatunan o naara may nakatunan. So, goodbye and thank you for listening. Bye-bye.